and welcome to Maskcast, the only official Masked Singer podcast. My name's Nick John. I am a TV producer and I am a Masked Singer superfan. This is the place where we can all hang out and discuss who we think is behind those masks. On today's show, I had such a brilliant chat with Claire Richards earlier this week that I've got her back to play Mastermind. We're also going to be joined by Dan Nettleton. Now, Dan is the creative director of Bandicoot, and he's one of the brains behind the best show on television. And this week, Dan is giving us a little insight into what those judges are really like. And of course, we are going to be hearing from you lot, because you have been in touch with me to share some theories on who you think you've heard performing this week.
Who are ya? Who are ya? Who are ya? Who's that behind the mask?
Now, here on Maskcast, we love those masked singers, but we love trying to work out who they are just a fraction more. You have been sending me in some brilliant suggestions, and I've even been doing a little bit of detective work of my own. This is the Superfan Super Take. Now, there is one character that we need to start with this week, and that is Dippy Egg. Quite a lot of you are thinking about one person in particular.
Hi Maskcast, it's Carla, and I used to think that Dippy Egg was Tony Audenshaw, but now I think it's Kelvin Fletcher, because I still think they're from Emmerdale, and Kelvin won Strictly back in 2019, so that links to the Strictly clue. But also, after doing some research, I found out that he was a model, so maybe that solves the I've got more in common with a catwalk than a tightrope clue. So yeah, I think this could be a better guess.
My name is Gail from Letchworth, and I think Dippy Egg is Kelvin Fletcher.
Hi, it's Dave. Really loving this series, but it's a toughie. I'm thinking that Dippy Egg is Kelvin Fletcher because of the farming and Strictly references, but also because he's got big calves.
Gail, Carla, Dave, all getting in touch with that name, Kelvin Fletcher, and he has been coming up a lot. Now, a lot of you were getting soap vibes from Dippy Egg when he performed in Show 1. And on Monday, Claire Richards told me that she thinks that Tony Audenshaw is underneath that egg mask. But you're absolutely right, there was that Strictly clue from Saturday night. Now, is there a soap star with a Strictly connection underneath that mask? And why does he spend so much time on the farm? All clues have got to be pointing towards Kelvin Fletcher. But have we narrowed down our options too much, Maskcasters? Another name that I've been thinking about is Adam Thomas. I mean, he's an energetic Emmerdale star. We've seen him on Strictly. We've seen him in sequins. Is he underneath that Dippy Egg costume? And what's to say that it's Emmerdale? Should we be looking further afield when it comes to soaps? If we travel down south to Albert Square, underneath that Dippy Egg, could there be EastEnders Jake Wood? Could it be James Bye? Could it even be Phil Daniels? And the other thing that I'm going to say is that some of you Maskcasters have ditched the soap theory and have got some different thoughts of your own.
Hello Maskcast, it's Derek from Gloucestershire. Loving the show, Nick. I've just watched Dippy Egg this week, and I've listened, and I reckon it's Chris Ramsey. There you go, have that.
Hi Nick, this is Kate calling from Plymouth. I've just seen Dippy Egg, And the clues seem really obvious that it's Matt Baker, but I can't help but think that the voice really sounds like him as well. And I remember when he played a prank on Rylan on the One Show, and he used this sort of like an American accent to try and convince Rylan that he shouldn't eat pizza. Or maybe it was to eat pizza. I can't remember that bit of detail. But I do remember this like American twang, and Dippy Egg's got it. Also, he's got really skinny legs, and I just think Matt Baker fits the build as well.
Hello, this is Vicky from London. My guess for Dippy Egg is ex-Lib Dem leader Vince Cable. I think in the clue package there was links to farming, Strictly Come Dancing and a polling card, which I believe all links in with it being Vince Cable. So that's my guess. Bye.
Absolutely love that we have gone all the way from Kelvin Fletcher to Vince Cable. Thanks for that thought, Vicky. Now this week, Maypole slowed things right down with that performance of Emily Sandé's Clown, and in doing that, she proved that she is a proper vocal powerhouse.
Hi, Maskcast. It's Helen and Stella here from Twickenham. We are absolutely loving the Masked Singer this year. We really think that Maypole is Rita Ora because she was on Love Island, and that's what the gold heart means. And also, every time Maypole appears, Rita Ora isn't in the audience. And we've listened to her sing, and we really think it's her.
Hello, this is Moira. After a lot of thought, I think that Maypole is Leona Lewis.
Hi, my name's Jade from Deal, and I think Maypole is Cheryl. She made reference to Crazy Stupid Love, which was obviously one of her hits, the reference to Bear and One Direction, and I feel like Cheryl's quite diddy in size, and Maypole looks quite petite too.
I am Stefan from Luxembourg, and I think Maypole is Rita Ora because she speaks languages.
Thank you so much, Stefan. Helen and Stella, I've got to say that I've been watching out for the fact that Rita's been missing too. And I think it's a little bit fishy that every time we see that Maypole, Rita is nowhere to be found. What do we think, Maskcasters? I thought I heard a bit of Nicole Scherzinger in there this week, but actually, in fact, when I was looking at the clues, it was something a little bit more tropical that got me interested. Maypole told us that she survived an island, and when she gave us her truth and custard pie, we heard her say,
"It's true, clowns do scare me, but I just grin and bear it."
There's one bear who is famously connected to an island, and that is Bear Grylls. My question is, have we seen Maypole surviving the island with Bear Grylls on Channel 4? And if we have, is she Lydia Bright? Is she Montana Brown? And actually, if you want to make a Love Island connection there, you absolutely can. Finally, is she the Pussycat Dolls' Melody Thornton? But tell me this, Maskcasters, is it a coincidence that she has performed in The Bodyguard, in Manchester, in Glasgow, and in Shanghai? That ties her in to the clues that we saw on those plant pots. What do we think? Is Maypole Melody Thornton? Next up, we're going to hear what you lot have got to say about Bigfoot.
Hi Maskcast, this is Neil from Hertfordshire. Now, I've been watching tonight's show and thinking about Bigfoot. And in Bigfoot's little VT, they mentioned they were harder to catch than you think, which made me think that maybe they were from Celebrity Hunted. And if they're from Celebrity Hunted, could they be either James Acaster or Ed Gamble?
Hi, it's Ella again. I'm guessing who Bigfoot is this week. I think he is David Seaman because he once broke his ankle and Bigfoot has a cast on. And I thought there were lots of sporting references. Plus, the crew mentioned banging his head and he had an accident doing the headbanger on Dancing on Ice. Bye!
I love this one, Ella, and lots of you have been saying that there's a sports connection when it comes to Bigfoot. Now, if you listen to the Parent in Hell podcast, Rob Beckett and Josh Widdicombe really think they have it sussed when it comes to Bigfoot. But this week, I've been trying to make sense of a football clue. We saw Bigfoot wrestling some spurs onto a pair of cowboy boots. Has Bigfoot ever played for Tottenham Hotspur? Is he Gary Lineker? Is he Paul Gascoigne? Or, if he's not played for Spurs, is he a big fan of Spurs? Is he Stephen Mangan? Is he Bobby Davro? Or could he be Michael McIntyre? And don't even get me started on why he wants to Vossi bop. Now, cricket impressed me with some very strong vocals, and while some of you seem convinced that there's a sports star hiding in there, I think we've definitely got a professional vocalist performing for us. But what I want to know this week is, why does he have TDF on his doctor's coat? The panel seemed to think that it stood for Tour de France. So we might be looking at Bradley Wiggins. There's some footage of him out there performing alongside Paul Weller. So do check it out. Tell me if it sounds like cricket. But what else might TDF stand for? Does it stand for Tour de Force? Does it stand for To Die For? That is a song by Sam Smith. Or does it stand for Theatre, Dance and Film? Have we got a professional dancer underneath that cricket costume? Is it Ashley Banjo? Is it Johannes Radebe? Have a listen back to him and let me know what you think. My favourite thing about Maskcast by far is hearing from you with your theories about who you think is underneath those masks. All you have to do is pick up your phone and send me a little voice note to 07999 584 515.
Who are ya? Who are ya? Who are ya? Who's that behind the mask?
We are back with another big question, and answering that big question, it's Bandicoot's creative director, Dan Nettleton. That question is, Dan, how competitive are those judges really?
Very competitive is the answer. The short answer is very. Yeah.
That's that answered. We could just move on. Very competitive.
They all come at it differently. They all have their own styles, but ultimately they all want to win.
Big mouth.
Do you recognise the voice?
100.
The speaking voice.
Absolutely. What was that wedding we were at? Who was it again? Just like that. It was Jake's wedding. That's right. It was Jake's wedding. He came up and he said, "I love a big mouse." Yeah, I remember it now.
Big top. It might not be.
Why do you think it might not be?
This is the Masked Singer. We think we know something and then we know nothing.
Very true. There's a lot of tricks going on here.
Sometimes, the joy on their faces when they identify someone. There's some wonderful moments this series where you see the penny drop on the show, because sometimes they suss them between shows. They like, particularly Davina, these things roll around her head all week. And so sometimes she'll come to the studio having, I've sussed that person now. Or sometimes, and these are the best ones, when the penny drops halfway through a performance and they're like, oh, I know exactly who this is. But yeah, they're super competitive. So I'll take you through how each of the judges approach it. So Mo very, very rarely makes notes. His notebook is pretty empty, but he will. He's obsessed with the clues, so he will analyse the clue packages deeply. He's also got quite a good ear for vocals. He can quite often suss people out by listening to them speak. He's good with accents, because as you know, he does a lot of impersonations on his socials, etc. So he knows an accent.
I have a new entry, and again, it was someone that not so much competes, but they kind of make sure that we're in a good vibe. They motivate us, and I think possibly it could be Mr. Motivator in there.
Wow. Davina, she writes so much. She writes reams and reams in that notebook. You should see it, full of notes, and she refers back. She's very forensic, so she can look back to episode 2 when they said that tallies up with that. So I would say that the equivalent of a school SWAT. Do you know what I mean? There's not much she misses. She takes her job very serious. Rita has an incredible ear. Obviously, as a singer, she can hear nuances, all that technical stuff she talks about. So she's good. And she also has listened to an awful lot of music of all ages as well. So she's like an encyclopedia when it comes to music styles. She is also more intuitive than you'd think. She can come up with some really clever guesses. She can come up with some very silly guesses, like when she guessed Alan Partridge for one of them, and had to be told that Alan Partridge wasn't a real person. That was a classic moment. But yeah, in amongst the crazy answers, she can come up with some really good ones, and she's done really well in previous series.
I actually did think chef, but then I thought, what chef can sing like that? I'm going to go with models, because I did think that as well. Glamorous, somebody that can cook. I know she's a very good cook. Now, I don't know if she can sing like that.
Yeah.
Sophie Dole.
You've made me realise...
Again!
If we're going the cookery route, I don't want to say this, but you know who it could be?
Oh, for goodness sake.
Mary Berry. It could be Mary Berry in there, ladies and gentlemen.
Jonathan's smart. I feel like he would be a brilliant clues producer. He gets frustrated by how hard the clues are, but then when they're revealed to them, he acknowledges, yeah, that is true, I did miss that. But he's really smart. Jonathan mainly doodles in his book, to be honest. He does some amazing pictures.
Charlie Simpson told me that sitting next to Jonathan, he was so impressed with the drawings. Are they helpful? Yeah. Are they relevant? Are they building up a picture for him?
Yeah, I think so. I think he uses them to sort of focus his mind on the job in hand. They're sort of like to distract him so that he's focused completely on trying to crack those codes. He's as I say, he's a clues producer's dream.
Her voice is distinctive.
Declan
Could it be the GC, ladies and gentlemen? Could it be Gemma Collins in there? I think from your reaction, you're thinking probably not.
And a good chemistry between the four of them. They work well together. Do you think that's because they each bring something different?
I think they do bring something different, but they genuinely adore each other. They're all in and out of each other's dressing rooms all the time. They're ribbing each other. They're gossiping between takes.
It is interesting that the panel really do defer to Rita's expertise when it comes to vocals. And actually this question comes up a lot, doesn't it, about is there a professional vocalist in there? And it feels like Rita's the person who can answer that question.
Yeah, they all have their skill, and that is definitely Rita's. So yeah, without a shadow of a doubt, they go straight to Rita when it comes to vocals. As I say, they often ask Mo, do they think that's a real accent because Mo's so good with accents? Davina will often ask Jonathan about, do you think it's that person because Jonathan has met everyone? And everyone refers to Davina because she just has all the notes. Did I say that? Did she say that? Who is that person? Have we said that before? That kind of thing. They are a dysfunctional family that functions very well on telly.
Now, in the early days, did they used to badger you to tell them who was underneath those masks?
Yeah, I think so. I think before Series 1, particularly, they were very unsure. Are we going to have, like, really big names under these people or just average names? And I think in Show 1, Series 1, when CeeLo Green opened his mouth and sang, and they all went, that's CeeLo Green. That's CeeLo Green. that, yes. So yeah, they're always, who is it? They're desperate to know. It takes over them, it consumes them. And that's why you get such an amazing response when you unmask them. My favourite unmaskings are always when they haven't guessed them. No one's got them. They're just the best unmaskings ever. I think if you go back to Sausage, and we often refer to Sausage, when we got all the way to the final, I think her name had been mentioned, Joss, but not seriously, and they still arguing between Sheridan Smith and Stacey Solomon right up to the end, and then the mask came off. That was just such an amazing moment.
It's Joss Stone!
Oh my God! Grammy and Brit Award winner, Joss Stone!
Hello, lovelies!
Oh my gosh, man! He fooled us all.
Watching their faces, watching their jaws drop, watching the noises that come out of them if they haven't got the person, or if they know the person, even better. Do you know what I mean? That is the best part of the show.
Oh my God!
It was the walk. I think the walk put you off.
Sometimes the judges that we know and love are joined by extra guests, by some special guest judges. How enjoyable is it to cast new people into the panel?
It's been so much fun. If you think that we've had Joan Collins sitting there, we had Sharon and Kelly Osbourne together. We had a double one. We've got some amazing guest panellists. We've got Jennifer Saunders, Rob Brydon, Lorraine Kelly. We've got David Tennant coming up later in the series in a different role. He's not a guest panellist, but he does feature in one of the Clues VTs. And when we film that, he has encyclopedic knowledge of the Masked Singer. I love the guest panellists.
Favourite guest judge, Dan? I won't make you pick your favourite judge, but can you give me your favourite guest judge?
I don't think I can say what my favourite one is. I'll just say that the guest judge on this year's final is hilarious.
Is there anyone left that you'd like to book? Who would be your dream guest judge booking?
Oh, what a question. You'd want someone who's good at cluing. So someone who's a detective. Now, initially I was heading down the line of duty, the Vera route, Poirot. But you know what? I think my favourite detective in recent years has been Sherlock when portrayed by Benedict Cumberbatch. When he did those bits where there'd be straps coming up on the screen explaining his thinking. I would love it if we could have Benedict Cumberbatch as Sherlock Holmes with some kind of visual responses on the screen showing his working out as he susses who is in air fryer.
I love that. The mind map. The Sherlock mind map. Let's put it out there and see if we can make it happen. Benedict Cumberbatch in that guest judge seat.
Yes, please, Nick, if you can make that happen.
Leave it with me.
Who are ya? Who are ya? Who are ya? Who's that behind the mask?
On episode 4, we spoke to Claire Richards, a.k.a. Knitting, about her Masked Singer journey. And believe me, we could really tell that she was a super fan. Claire, it was only fitting that you came back to play Mastermind. Are you ready for it?
I am ready for it.
Tamzin Outhwait, a.k.a. Scarecrow, stands at 3 out of 5.
Okay.
Charlie Simpson, a.k.a. Rhino, stands at 4 out of 5.
Oh, God.
Claire Richards, I want 5 out of 5.
Oh, my God. Okay. Ugh.
Right, here we go. Ready? Question number 1.
Okay.
The celebrity behind Queen Bee's mask first found fame as a member of which girl group? Is it A, the Spice Girls? Is it B, Girls Aloud? Or is it C, Atomic Kitten?
Girls Aloud.
It is B, Girls Aloud. That is 1 for 1, Claire. Congratulations.
Okay.
Right, question number 2. Here we go. Which Masked Singer admitted they once stole toilet roll from Nelson Mandela's home? A, seahorse, B, sausage, or C, monster?
I'm going to say seahorse. Because is that Mel B?
seahorse is the correct answer. Congratulations, Claire. Mel B famously stole some toilet roll from Nelson Mandela's house. What's the weirdest thing you've ever stolen while you've been on tour?
Well, we used to have competitions in the early days about who could steal the most random thing from places. And I once, from a hotel in Belgium, stole a fake sunflower, which was like this. It was massive. It was about that tall off the floor. And I kind of pulled it out of this pot and took it to my room and then had to get it out of the hotel. And the only thing that I could hide that it would fit in was an open suit carrier. So I was kind of carrying the suit carrier behind my head like this with my sunflower in it. I've still got it somewhere. I've still got it.
That was not question number 3, but I'm pleased to hear that. So 2 for 2, Claire. Can we make it 3? The English word chandelier is derived from which other language? Is it A, German? Is it B, French? Or is it C, Spanish?
It sounds French to me.
It does sound French, and that's because it is French. That makes it 3. Congratulations.
Oh my gosh.
So, question number 4. Which of these celebrities has not been a guest panelist on The Masked Singer? Is it A, Sharon Osbourne? Is it B, Ozzy Osbourne? Or is it C, Kelly Osbourne?
Okay, I think it's Ozzy.
It is Ozzy. Sharon and Kelly did do it together. Claire, we're at 4. I'm feeling incredibly tense.
Oh my God!
Can we make it 5? Let's see if you can do it. Question number 5. Traffic Cone performed When She Loved Me. But in which of these films did that song feature? Is it A, Shrek the Third? Is it B, Moana? Or is it C, Toy Story 2? She looks like she knows it.
Well, we did record a version of this as well, so it's C, Toy Story. Thank you very much. And good night.
Yay! Yay! She's made it 5 for 5. And do you know what? I could not be more pleased that the OG Masked Singer Superfan knitting Claire Richards has headed straight to the top of that Mastermind leaderboard. Congratulations, Claire. That's got to feel
Thank
great.
you. It feels amazing. And if I'm still in the lead at the end, I'm expecting a trophy. I'm just saying.
You're getting a trophy. You're getting a prize. Yes! Thank you so much for playing Mastermind, Claire.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Who are ya? Who are ya? Who are ya? Who's that behind the mask?
I absolutely knew that Claire was going to smash that. And before we go, Maskcasters, I've received one more voice note. Let's take a listen to it.
Hey Maskcasters, it's Dan here. Make sure you watch this Saturday's show. It's an absolutely amazing episode. It's school disco, Jennifer Saunders is the head mistress, and the reveal is absolutely out of this world. Bye.
Now we knew that Jennifer Saunders was coming up, but we did not know that she was going to be the head mistress at the school disco. That sounds amazing, and what I need you to do is I need you to be getting in touch with me with your thoughts and your guesses. Here's how you can do that. You can get in touch with us by texting us, or my favourite way, sending us a lovely little voice note. You can send that to 07999 584 515. And if you want to post using the hashtag MaskedSingerUK, make sure you mention Maskcast in your message. Well, I'm off to get my school tie out. That's all for now, Maskcasters.
Who are ya? Who are ya?